Day 1, arrival in Cairo. The moment I stepped off the plane at Cairo International Airport, a wave of warm desert air greeted me like an old friend. A kind representative was already waiting, holding a sign with my name. Such a small gesture, but it made me feel instantly cared for. The transfer to my hotel was seamless, and as we drove through the city, I caught glimpses of Cairo's layered history, modern buildings brushing up against remnants of the past. Summary of the day. The promise of adventure shimmered in the night lights of Cairo. Day 2, the treasures of Cairo. Today was a whirlwind through millennia. The morning began with the Egyptian Museum, and let me tell you, it's not just a museum, it's a portal. Gazing at Tutankhamun's mask with its piercing eyes and golden shimmer, I actually teared up. So much humanity trapped in ancient artifacts. Every corner held a story, and I was spellbound. Next, we dove into the vibrant chaos of Islamic Cairo, walking through narrow alleys alive with sounds, spices, and stories. The mosque madrasa of Sultan Hassan loomed like a fortress of faith, while the intricate details inside whispered devotion and craftsmanship from another era. As the sun softened, we headed to the Khan el-Khalili Bazaar. Oh, what a feast for the senses! I sipped sweet mint tea at a tucked-away cafe, the scent of shisha drifting in the air while vendors called out in melodic Arabic. Summary of the day. I touched history, and it touched me back. Day 3, Giza Pyramids and Saqqara. There are few moments in life that feel larger than life, and standing before the great pyramids of Giza was one of them. I stared up, almost in disbelief. How were these built? Why do they still echo with mystery? Climbing slightly up the side of the pyramid, just a bit, I felt ancient stone under my palms, and something stirred deep inside me. Reverence, awe, humility. The Sphinx was enigmatic as ever. Its silent gaze over the sands made me feel small and grateful. In the afternoon, we visited Saqqara. The step pyramid of Djoser might not have the fame of Giza, but it felt even more magical. There were fewer people, and the desert wind whispered stories between the stones. Ha 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 ha! Summary of the day. I met the past, and it towered above me. Day 4, flight to Luxor and embarkation on Eyaru. This morning, I flew to Luxor, the heart of ancient Thebes. The contrast from bustling Cairo was immediate. The air felt cleaner. The Nile sparkled with promise. Then, the Eyaru Dahabiya, my home for the next few days. Oh, she was stunning. Elegant wood finishes, flowing white sails, and the Nile lapping gently at her sides. It felt like stepping onto a dream. We had the rest of the day to relax on board. I lay on the sun deck, sipping hibiscus tea, watching the sky change colors as the sun dipped below the palm-lined shores. Summary of the day. The Nile welcomed me like an old soul. Day 5. West Bank Wonders, Valley of the Kings, and Hatshepsut. Today felt like wandering into a fantasy. First, the Valley of the Kings, those silent tombs carved deep into rock. The colors on the walls still vibrant after thousands of years, guiding kings into eternity. Tutankhamun's tomb was smaller than I expected, but no less emotional. Standing where his body had lain, I felt history breathe around me. Next, we visited the Temple of Hatshepsut, a powerful woman who ruled as pharaoh. Her temple, with its terraces rising against the cliffs, was a statement in stone. I could almost hear the drums of ceremony echoing through time. Summary of the day: power, death, and divinity, all under the desert sun. Day 6, Luxor temples and sail to Esna. We began at the awe-inspiring Karnak Temple, a sprawling city of gods. I touched the stone and closed my eyes, imagining priests chanting thousands of years ago. Then came Luxor Temple, elegant and dramatic with its glowing sandstone walls. At twilight, it looked like gold. I lingered behind the group, letting the soft lights pull me into a trance. In the afternoon, we set sail toward Esna. The wind was kind, and the Dahabiya glided like a dream. Children waved from the riverbanks. Donkeys grazed lazily, and the Nile shimmered endlessly. Summary of the day: temples by day, river poetry by night. Day 7, sailing and El Kab Temple. Today was slower, meditative. We visited El Kab, an often overlooked site with rock-cut tombs. Quiet, sacred, and eerily beautiful. I felt like an explorer discovering something half forgotten. The rest of the day was spent sailing. I journaled, sketched the changing shorelines, and spoke with the crew about life along the Nile. The rhythm of the boat, the soft splash of water, it lulled me into the kind of peace you don't find in cities. Summary of the day: in stillness, I found depth. Day 8, Edfu Temple and Fawaza Island. This morning, we visited the Temple of Edfu, one of the best preserved temples in Egypt. Massive pylons, shadowy corridors, and intricate carvings told stories of Horus and ancient battles. I stood in the inner sanctuary and whispered a quiet wish. Later, we anchored near Fawaza Island for a dinner under the stars. The crew set up lanterns, the food was deliciously home-cooked, and the laughter felt like family. I lay on a mat, stargazing, lost in constellations. Summary of the day: mythology by morning, magic by moonlight. Day 9, Gebel el Silsila and sailing. We stopped at Gebel el Silsila, an ancient sandstone quarry. No grand temples here, just the raw bones of Egypt's architectural soul. Wandering among the chisel marks and carvings felt so intimate, like glimpsing the behind the scenes of the past. In the afternoon, the Dahabiya sailed quietly. I watched the hills roll by, soaked in the golden hour, and let the serenity of the Nile sink into my bones. Summary of the day: the makers of empires left their fingerprints in stone. Day 10, Kom Ombo and arrival in Aswan. Kom Ombo took my breath away. A double temple honoring both Sobek the crocodile god and Horus the falcon. The symmetry, the sacred mystery, it was haunting. The attached crocodile museum was unexpected and fascinating. Seeing mummified crocodiles, actual ones, made the mythology feel real. We arrived in Aswan, my final destination on the Nile. The vibe was warmer, laid back, almost Nubian. I watched the sun set over the water, the air filled with music from a nearby celebration. Ha! Summary of the day. Gods, crocodiles, and one final golden sunset.